genocide, the first thing that usually pops up our heads is the Holocaust. Unfortunately, there are many other instances of genocide in the 20th century. As stated by Hevicius in 1773, when prejudice commands, reason is silent. How would you like to be executed just because you belong to a certain ethnic group, race, or religion? This is exactly what happened in Bosnia. However, in order to understand what happened, we must first understand why it happened. I will be reviewing a glimpse of the history behind the genocide and the political climate which fueled the fire of hatred and prejudice in Bosnia. First, I'm going to start off by giving a brief background about Bosnian history. According to the website PPU.org, the Peace Pledge Union, by 1980, the Bosnian population consisted of 1.3 million Bosnian Serbs, Orthodox Catholic Christians, and over 1 million Bosniaks, Sunni Muslims, and 700,000 Bosnian Croats, which are Roman Catholic Christians. The trouble began in 1980 when Yugoslavia's communist president Tito died. Under his rule, everyone lived together in relative harmony. Once he died, Croats and Bosniaks began to look for independence. At the same time, Serbian nationalism took on new life. Nationalism, according to Webster's dictionary, is devotion to interests of a certain country. In 1987, Slobodan Milosevic became Serbia's leader and in essence the leader of Yugoslavia as well. He encouraged Serbian nationalism with Serbs all over Yugoslavia. There were elections in 1990 which brought nationalists to power in Croatia, Slovenia, and Macedonia. These three countries in 1990 which brought nationalists to power were recognized internationally in 1991. Then in 1992, the leader of Bosnia's multi-ethnic government also called for independence and was recognized internationally. Bosnia's Serbs were not happy. As they saw it, the land they lived in was part of Milosevic's Greater Serbia. Then the Yugoslav government, which was primarily Serbian, has just finished battling Croatia to try and hang on to Serb communities there. Now the army turned its attention to Bosnia. By the end of 1993, the Serbs, led by Radovan Karadzic, had set up their own republic called Republika Srpska in the east, and a Bosnian Serb army under Ratko Mladic was in control of nearly 3/4 of the country. By this time, the Bosnian Croats had been mostly driven out. However, a small force continued fighting until 1994. Now that I've given the backdrop to the horrific events, here's what happened. The genocide or ethnic cleansing as done by the Serbian government. Genocide, according to Webster's dictionary, is the deliberate, systematic destruction of a racial, political, or cultural group. The European Union, or EU, tried to resolve the conflict, but to no avail. The UN refused to intervene. They only sent some troops convoys for humanitarian aid. A bit later, the UN tried some peacekeeping with its UN Pro Force and tried to protect 6 safe areas, which were mainly Muslim, including Sarajevo and Srebrenica, which failed. Each so-called safe area was overtaken by the Serbs and ethnically cleansed. This was a term created by the Serbian government, since genocide by international law would require the UN's intervention. What was happening now was genocide. Bosnian Muslims were trying to hold their own, but were hopelessly outgunned. As the Serbs became more powerful, they were systematically rounded up into local Muslim in scenes similar to what happened to the Jews in World War II under Nazi rule. According to the website The History Place, the Serbs participated in mass shootings, forced repopulations of entire towns, and confinement in makeshift concentration camps for men and boys. They also terrorized Muslim families by using rape as a weapon against women and girls. Atrocities, however, were not confined to the Serbian side. According to an article titled New Confessions of Barbarity, surfaced in Sarajevo in the Los Angeles Times, November 20th, 1997, Muslim commanders did their fair share of killing as well. Confessions by former paramilitary killers are being aired in Serbia and in Croatia, where Miro Bramovic, self-declared member of a particularly notorious hit squad, said he killed 90 to 100 civilians because they were Serbs. All in all, the death toll by the end of the war was 8,000 Muslim men and boys, tens of thousands of civilians. Altogether, 100,000 people were killed, according to a news article by the Associated Press on February 26, 2010. Now that I've given you the history and the war itself, this is what has been done to those responsible and how the country looks today. According to the website Peace Pledge Union information, the first person to tell the world of the extent of the killings in Bosnia and Herzegovina was an American reporter who risked his own life to tell the story and later was awarded a Pulitzer Prize for his Bosnian journalism. Peace negotiations were held in Dayton, Ohio, and an agreement was signed in November 1995, aptly called the Dayton Peace Agreement. Some of the things that the agreement touched on were regional stabilization, inter-entity boundaries, the Constitution, and human rights, which gave the UN rights agencies and the International Tribunal full access to monitor the human rights situation. All this according to the University of Minnesota Human Rights Library. Radovan Karadzic and Radoslav Karadzic have been caught and sentenced. Many others have been charged, and just recently the last person was caught. According to the Associated Press on February 26, 2010, General Tolomir was the top intelligence officer and trusted aide of Ratko Mladic, the commander of the Bosnian Serb forces. Tolomir is being tried by the International Tribunal. He's pleading innocent and conducting his own defense. Bosnia today is still divided. According to a report on YouTube called Bosnia's Troubled History, as aired on PBS January 6, 2009, schools are divided. Kids play together during the recess, but once the bell rings, Catholic Bosnian Croats go on one floor and Muslim Bosniaks go on another. The whole system is divided. And the history books completely omit 1990 to present day. The children are not taught about the horror and mistakes of their own countrymen. Mirsad Tokacha and the Research Documentation Center, as aired at PBS January 6, 2009, is writing what will aptly be known as Bosnia's Book of the Dead, since he and his team have been doing research to document exactly who died, how, and when. Since he and his team have been doing research, only through this research was the book based on facts, not political manipulation, will there be a definitive account of what happened, since both sides are in disagreement. Also, according to Mirsad Tokacha, only by documenting the last war can a new war be averted. The next generation's open minds are at risk unless politics and history can be reconciled. As a review of what I've discussed, the history behind the war in Bosnia-Herzegovina was a long and complicated event. The genocide that took place during the heart of the war was horrific and should have been handled much differently by the UN. The country is on a long road to recovery, but only through acknowledging what truly happened and why will the people and the government begin to heal and forgive. As is noted by an English proverb, to know all is to forgive all.